And obviously, in your practice, you invite people to notice that and to become still and then let go. So, how does that process actually help someone regulate their stress and respond more calmly to the difficult situations they might be in?
One of the interesting things about just about any type of meditation is it helps you to notice when thoughts arise. That
Okay.
is the practice. We're not trying to suppress our thinking, we're trying to notice our thinking. And then we start to notice it when we're not meditating. When we're out living life and something happens, we notice when this powerful emotion comes up. For example, I pick on my poor husband again. He used to have some pretty serious road rage. Anytime anybody would cut in front of him, he'd be so mad. And he made a New Year's resolution at the beginning of 2025 that he was going to complain less about traffic. And he's been very good about that. But what has happened is he still notices the drivers cutting in front of him,
Well, yeah.
but he's made a decision not to blow a gasket. And so he had this revelation, and he came to me a few months ago like he'd found the cure for cancer. And he's like, I've discovered something. And I said, What's that, honey? And he said, If you let another driver in, they can't cut you off.
Oh, bless
I,
him.
wow. Right?
Life changing. Oh, that's brilliant.
Exactly. It was life changing for him and for me as the passenger when I'm with him.
But how interesting that it took him like a year to not react. But of course, then he was obviously not quite as aggressive, I suppose, in his driving. And I don't mean aggressive badly, but then he
Right.
found that slight inner calm that if I hold back, I'm actually polite. People might even say thanks. Is that a custom in California to put your hand up to say thanks, to wave?
I'd say maybe one in three people do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
here in the
not as
southwest of
much.
England, it's very, very much a custom.
Yeah, it is in some places in the US, just not in Los Angeles.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, the big cities are a slightly different kettle of fish altogether.
Right.
But yeah, that was a very, very good example that you can train yourself to, first of all, not react to certain situations. And then over time, you just get used to being a lot calmer in that same situation and take on a completely different approach.
Exactly
That
right.
sounds
Yeah.
like quite a transformation, actually.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was a huge transformation for me because I used to be extremely reactive. And then I gradually was able to stop being so reactive.
But reactive
And
to
you get
him, or you were reactive to
oh,
other things as
everything,
well.
everything. This is LA. Other drivers are a big one. When I'm teaching here locally, I use traffic as an example all the time because if you're an Angelino, you have experienced it. You know road rage. There's too many of us for our freeway system. It's nobody's fault. Everybody's just trying to get where they're going, but everybody takes it personally.
Mm,
No, that person's trying to get to work, but they cut in front of me. It's got nothing to do with me. They're just trying to get to work. So
yeah.
once we can realize that and just let it go, I'm trying to get to work too. I probably cut people off and don't even notice it. I mean, I'm trying to be a polite driver, but there's only
Mm.
so much you can do. So yeah, reducing our reactivity is huge to being calmer and having a happier life.